It's Monday, which means we gotta do another rookie mock draft. Today, we're going to do a quick one-rounder, Superflex, just to get a feel for the draft, just to get another look of another draft, which could happen to us like 6 months from now. But let's get this party started. Let's dig into this draft. Again, this was sent from another subscriber. I wasn't even in this draft. So I'll just give you my thoughts and feelings of the overall draft from a macro standpoint after I go through the picks, after I say my sweet nothings on these players. But you know what? Let's get this party started. In the 101, guess it real quick. It is Bijan Robinson. It's always going to be Bijan Robinson. It's always going to be him. He is the generational prospect of this class. Expect him to be the locked and loaded 101 no matter what the format is. Could be 1 QB, 2 QB, 3 QB, 5-star prospect coming out of high school, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, highlights for days. He is the dude in this class. Moving on to the 102, and we're going quarterback. Remember, it's Superflex, so the quarterback's got some value here, and they went with Bryce Young from Alabama. Will be one of the top quarterbacks in this draft. Could be the 101. Landing spot will matter, but he's accurate, makes quick decisions, and does have some upside. Moving on to the 103, we got another quarterback. This is how Superflex works if you're not used to it. And it's CJ Stroud from Ohio State. Landing spot's going to matter with this dude as well. Will be a first rounder. Will be one of the first quarterbacks selected. Will get a long leash like any other top first round pick. Strong arm, can make all the throws. Let's see what happens between now and then. To the 104, and we're going to running back. Jahmyr Gibbs, running back from Alabama. And he started his career at Georgia Tech. Productive there, looked good there. Wanted to up things, so he went to Alabama this year. Looking good as a good pass-catching back there and can run a little bit between the tackles. Has an awesome dead leg. To the 105, and our first wide receiver comes off the board, and it's Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State. This year's dead. He was injured. We don't have much to work from, but in 2022, he was immaculate. 1,500 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4.01 yards per route ran, 8.3 yards after the catch per reception, 790 yards after the catch. Had that huge game in the bowl game against Utah. Everybody talks about that still. Jackson Smith-Njigba is going to have some upside. Huge candidate to get drafted in the first round. At the 106 here, we're going with another wide receiver. It's a wide receiver run, and it's Quentin Johnston from TCU. Some people has him as the wide receiver 1. He should be a first-round selection. Really is trending that way. Size, adjusted speed for days. Probably one of the most athletic wide receivers in this draft. Broke out as a freshman with a 24.81% market share of TCU's passing production. Had a slow start this season, but finished the year strong. Looks good. Very physical wide receiver. And at the 107, we got another wide receiver. We're going to finish off this group with Jordan Addison, wide receiver from USC, formerly from Pitt. He broke out there as a freshman and was a baller. Sophomore season last year, really went off with over 1,500 yards and 17 touchdowns. I like to joke and say that he got Kenny Pickett drafted in the first round, which probably is the reason why he got drafted in the first round, because he was playing so well. Injuries kind of nagged him this year, but was still very productive, still got things done, still under 21.47% market share of USC's passing production. Now we're going to the quarterback position at the 108, and we're looking at Will Levis from Kentucky. Dude's got a strong arm. Should get drafted in the first round. Projected that way. It's been in discussions for a long time. And landing spot, like the rest of the quarterbacks, is going to matter. A lot of people are talking down on him, but you also got people talking high on him. He's a guy that you just want to be fluid with right now. We're early in the process. Moving to the 109 here, and we're going running back. And it's Sean Tucker from Syracuse. Probably one of my favorite running backs in this draft. He's got speed to burn, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. 14 100-yard gains in the last 2 years. Has been productive. Can be used in a passing game. 3.51 yards after contact per attempt. 10.7 yards after the catch per reception. I really want to see how this guy tests at the combine here in the next few months. Moving to the 110. Going another quarterback here. Anthony Richardson. quarterback from Florida. There's big time upside here, and there's going to be tons of debates over this prospect. in the coming months. He's a playmaker, cheat code in the rushing department, fun to watch. Let's see what happens with him at 110. That's a good value considering it's Superflex, but we don't know where he's going to draft. We don't know landing spot. Those things are really going to matter with this type of prospect. Going to 111, we got another quarterback sneaking in there. First time we got this guy in our drafts, and it's Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. And this dude was creating a lot of noise this season. A lot of talks of him being a first rounder. Now we got the ACL. We just have to wait and see what happens with him in the draft capital department and where he lands. Could be first round, second round, third round. Who knows? I'm not trying to guess it. But honestly, this is be ambiguous. Quarterbacks get extra value in Superflex, and I understand people pulling the trigger earlier than expected on some of these QBs. At the 112 to finish off this draft, they're going back to Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer keeps getting drafted in these first rounds of rookie drafts. He's a safe prospect. You know he's getting high draft capital. You know he's going to a place where he's going to get the opportunity to succeed because the sunk cost is going to be there. He was productive at Notre Dame, was productive early. The bust here is very low. Like, at worst, you're getting a low-end tight end, and maybe you get some upside if he gives him the right destination. But this rounds up our one-round Superflex mock draft for Monday. I've been trying to kick one of these out every week, especially on Mondays or Tuesdays, so I'll have more coming your way. Maybe a 2-rounder will be next, but let's go over this draft really quick here. 101, Bijan. 102, Bryce Young. 103, CJ Stroud. 104, Jahmyr Gibbs. Standard. We've had plenty of drafts so far. It's looked like that. Sometimes you can throw in Jackson Smith and Jigba in this top 4. You got some fluidity there in the back half of this, but in Superflex, Bijan, the top 2 quarterbacks, that's what it's going to look like. Once the actual draft happens, we might see some quarterbacks sneak in. We might see a running back or 2 sneak in too, depending on landing spot. This wide receiver group's very crazy this year. It's a little bit softer in talent, but we might see more wide receivers get drafted higher than expected. We may get 6 to 8 of them drafted in like top 50, top 75 or so, which will impact the values, which will impact opportunities, especially when you compare them to some of the other wide receivers in the group here that we already know that are veterans in the NFL. When in terms of value, rookies hold their value very well in Dynasty, so that's something you may want to look at. Looking at the back half of this list, we had a quarterback run here. Hendon Hooker, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis. And again, at Superflex, you want to take shots at quarterback. You want to maximize that value. And right now, the rookie mocks here. Early. We're in December. It's almost Christmas. So really, landing spot's going to matter. Draft capital's going to matter. So there's a lot of ambiguity here. Michael Mayer finishing off the first round. He's a very safe Dynasty asset. It's just in this draft, there's a lot of talent at running back. There's still a few wide receivers left to choose from. I feel like this really isn't the greatest pick unless he goes somewhere like Kansas City, expected to be the next heir to Travis Kelce or something like that. But at 112, I feel like you're leaving a lot of meat on the bone. I'm not huge on drafting tight ends in the first round of rookie drafts. I'd rather fade the position and just pick some up as dart throws, 3rd round, 4th round, if I'm looking at tight ends. Just playing the value standpoint, playing the market at the position, especially when the draft's deep. Last year it was deep at wide receiver. This year it's deep at running back, with some wide receivers mixed in, and then we're also looking at Superflex. I feel like you can just keep pounding running back still until you need to look at your first tight end, and tight end's so risky, and then the point thresholds at tight end so sick and ugly that really investing at tight end is really not the thing to do until you really need to, and you can always pay up for a veteran if you really want one. That's how I feel about the position. But let me know your thoughts and comments below. Let me know what you think about this draft. Let me know who you're looking to get with your first round rookie picks this year. I know it's December. Things can change crazy, but we also got to get ready. We got to get ready for them drafts already because it's going to come here quicker than expected. News is going to turn and burn, and I'm here for you to go over the content. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. It's only going to help you going forward. I'm going to get you ready for the rookie drafts. I'm getting you through the NFL season. I'm getting you through the Dynasty offseason and everything else. Again, I want to thank you, and I'll catch you on the next video.